welcome to today's episode on the Fashion Fables podcast. I'm welcoming Shannon, neutral fashion content creator. Shannon, thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
So let's get started. So, Shannon, if you could begin by telling us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, of course. So I'm Shannon. I'm a 25-year-old fashion and lifestyle creator from the UK. I do it as like a part-time side hustle as well as YouTube, and I work full-time in a basic office job other than that, but nothing to do with social media.
Okay, nice. So, what inspired you to create your fashion and lifestyle blog?
It was actually the first lockdown in the UK. So before that, I didn't really know my style or who I was, essentially. Like I was still in my teenage years trying to figure that out and just getting used to life. And I came out of university and we went basically straight into lockdown pretty much afterwards. And I'd been following like fashion and lifestyle creators for years, but I didn't like have the confidence to do it. And I just kind of needed a creative outlet during the lockdown because obviously we were all a bit trapped. So I kind of used it as a way to figure out who I was and just find a new passion essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, I really love that. I know it's definitely hard. Sometimes you feel like you want to do something, but something's just holding you back. That's kind of how I felt with my podcast.
Hmm.
But honestly, you just have to like understand that if it's something that you really want to do, that you should do it no matter what other people say. So that's so
Hmm.
good for you that you began to start it, and I absolutely love like because I love the neutrals, and your page is so much of that. So I love like
Thank you.
following your content and stuff like that. So I hope you continue pushing out content because I really enjoy looking at it and all that stuff.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's definitely like you just need to take the leap of faith. Like, especially with I started YouTube very recently, and for years I had people saying like you should start YouTube, you should do this, you should do that, and I was like, oh no, I can never do that. Like, no way. And
Yeah,
then this year I started it, and I was like, do you know what? It's actually quite fun. Like, all I've done by not doing it is like set myself back a few years. So if anyone like is thinking about it, they should definitely start because all you're doing is like hindering your own progress.
that is very true. I agree. So, how do you incorporate your love for neutrals into your aesthetic and feed?
For me, it's quite easy because I naturally wear a lot of neutrals. Like I've tried to wear colors, it just doesn't really suit me. Like I just don't feel like myself. I like having like plain outfits. I don't know what it is. Like I feel like colors can look amazing, and if you're good at like blocking colors and having crazy patterns, it looks incredible, but I just can't do it. Like it's just not me. So because I naturally wear a lot of like neutrals, I find that if I'm just taking a picture of my outfit anyway, it blends in with the feed. I think the key to having like a good aesthetic feed as well is you have to have like 3 to 4 colors that you're using in the feed consistently. Like you can't have 10 different clashing colors because it just won't look aesthetic. So with neutrals, it's just really easy because they all blend together anyway. So yeah, it's just super easy. If you take a picture of what you're wearing and it's neutral anyway, it just blends.
Yes,
It's super easy compared to colors for me.
I agree, and that's awesome advice. Because I feel like, um, I don't know, it's just really nice. Like you don't have to have an aesthetic to your feed or a color scheme, but I think it does look really nice and just kind of like
No.
uniform. So I also try to go with like blush pink, like the neutral colors like that, beiges and stuff like that, because that's just
Mhm.
like, me personally. But I think just because we like the neutrals, I think that everyone should kind of go based off of what they like. Like if they like colorful, then they should do that.
Mhm.
And I think that staying true to yourself will also get your kind of feed to where you want it to go, and it's totally like subjective to the person.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think I've seen like so many creators that do crazy bright colors and their feeds look amazing and they stand out and it's like honestly gorgeous. But for me, I just find it hard because I like my feed to look kind of aesthetic and curated and as if it's like a piece of art rather than just like outfit after outfit. But I know there are so many influencers as well that just wear whatever they want, whatever makes them feel confident, and then just post whatever they want, and it still looks good. It's just like for me, because I don't take just outfit pictures, I do like filler pictures and stuff. It just blends a lot easier for me if I stick to like 3 to 4 colors.
Yes, awesome. So, what are your favorite spots or times of day to shoot content if you have any insight on that?
So for me, I kind of live in like a small town. It's not very pretty. Well, it's like pretty houses, but it's not like Instagram pretty, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So I actually go to London once a month. I think London has the prettiest backdrops, the prettiest houses. Like I find it really easy, even if you do wear completely different colors, if you don't stick to a color theme, if you have like a similar background in each photo, it still looks amazing and blends. So London for me, especially like areas like South Kensington, have like just the easiest backgrounds to shoot in. You can't go wrong. It's honestly like a 5 hour drive from me, I think. So I go like once a month and
Mhm.
meet some other content creators there. And we have like a day out, we go for lunch and stuff. So that's like my favorite place to shoot. In terms of times of day, it's probably golden hour. I know everyone says that,
Mhm.
but honestly, golden hour is the time you want to shoot in. You can go like in the morning after sunrise or in the evening before sunset, and it will have the same lighting. But like for me, midday, the lighting is just too harsh and it'll make my like dark circles look really bad or it'll give me texture. So
Mhm.
I just avoid midday basically.
Okay, that's so nice. But that definitely is a ride. So, it's
Mhm.
probably good that you make a day out of it because it'd almost be like, you're driving that far, so might as well just hang out and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
honestly, golden hour, it's just like the best lighting, and I don't know.
Mhm.
I really enjoy it too, and it kind of like makes your outfit colors pop out, and just like things like that. So, that's actually so funny. But I've been to London, once. I'm from the United States, so, I don't, like, go there, like, once a month, but, um, I think, yeah, really up to, like, how you like to post and, like, some people like more busy backgrounds, some people like more plain, so I think it's just, kind of finding what's right for you.
Yeah, definitely. But in lockdown, I know that everyone was like putting white sheets in the back, so you can definitely shoot at home. Like it's you don't have to travel to get a like a nice feed. You can do it in your house if you have a plain wall, or just you can make a wall plain. If you have apps like Facetune or Retouch, if there's anything in the background, get rid of it because you can make it look how you want. So even if it's like a rainy day or I'm not traveling, I can just like stand in a mirror, take a picture against a white wall, or meet up like just a bed sheet, a plain white one, or any color really. And you can just make whatever you like because you just need a small space. You don't even need like a whole room.
Right, totally. So, how do you balance your everyday lifestyle and full-time job with being a content creator? Because, sometimes that can be a lot to like balance. So, what are some
Mhm.
ways you can do that?
So this is something I've really struggled with, and I know I speak to a lot of content creators, and I think they all struggle as well. Like it's quite hard.
Mhm.
What people don't realize is that if you're doing Instagram, it's not just taking a pretty picture and uploading it. Like it's so much more than that. If you're working with brands, you've got to spend hours going back and forth trying to get a brief, trying to half the time get content approved before it's taken, especially if you're getting paid. Like you've got to send the content off to make sure the brand likes it before you upload it. You've got to organize your feed if you like it to be aesthetic and you're not just posting like lifestyle stuff daily. So it is a lot of work, but for me, I found that like planning my days and weeks on paper and in my phone really helps. Like you have to plan and organize your time so well. For me, I sit down on a Sunday and I put everything in a physical diary and then like upload that to my phone as well. You can set reminders as well. So if I have a brand deadline coming up, so say like I've got to post something tomorrow, I make sure I have a reminder that actually like pings my phone today and then will ping me tomorrow to make sure I don't miss it. Because it can be like really easy to forget, especially if you don't write something down. It's so easy to like slip your mind and then you completely forget, and the brand's then emailing you like, "Hi, excuse me."
So,
So it is hard. And in terms of content, I bulk shoot mine. So some people, if you've got the time, and especially if it's your full-time job, you can go out every day if you want and take a new picture and have it really be genuine, like in the moment content. And I wish I could do that. Like I think that content is the most genuine. It's so lovely. But reality is most people don't have that time. So for me, I'll go out on a Saturday morning, or as I say, I go to London and I'll then bulk shoot like 10, 15 pictures, which will last me, 2 weeks, 3 weeks if I need it to. And then I'll just upload it like 3 to 5 times a week then, and I plan it on an app like Preview, Unum, Planoly. There are absolutely loads, but it is all just about like organizing your time well and just making sure you stick to a routine if you can. Yeah, just make sure you plan.
Yes, planning is definitely really important and like especially like being content creator, it's really important to like be consistent in what you're posting.
Hmm.
So you almost like always feel like the need to have lots of content just so you don't feel like you're running out. And so I think that's a really
Yeah.
good idea to kind of bulk shoot only because you won't be like let's say you have a busy day, you won't have to kind of worry about, oh, what am I going to post today? Because you'll kind of
Hmm.
have things back up for you to post. And so I also think like if it's something that you're passionate about, you'll find time for it. It can definitely be a lot to maintain, posting on stories on your feed. But if it's something that you really enjoy, it'll kind of just become something that's part of your day, like you were saying, and like you won't mind doing it. And I think another important thing to remember is like everyone's content is unique to them. So even though it can be hard because there's so many platforms out there, you feel like you might have to compare it to what they're posting, but at the end of the day, you should just post what you like, regardless of like thinking about like the likes and stuff like that. I know it's very hard because it's like right in front of your face. But I maybe that's why Instagram implemented like the number of likes so only you can see it.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
love that feature. I think
yeah,
it's like made my day. I used to, so I had an Instagram account before. So I started, as I said, in the lockdown last year, and I made an account and I grew that one to about 12,000 followers. And I was like, it was doing well, but I wasn't enjoying it. I felt like it wasn't me. And I kept pushing myself too hard, as in, like, I set a goal for 10,000 followers and then it kind of consumed me. And I was comparing my engagement to other people. And it was just like ruining it for me. Like, it was ruining the platform. I wasn't
yeah,
enjoying posting, taking content. And I think you have to enjoy it because people can tell when it's forced. Like, if you are genuinely enjoying it and putting posts you love, and the thing about stories is that people like seeing your day to day, even if you're just sat at work in an office job, if you take a picture there or just like tell like your followers what you're doing, they love that.
yeah.
So I actually ended up like with this new account, the one that I've got now, I started from scratch. And I think people thought I was a bit crazy because I had obviously spent the year focusing on this other account
And you
and
have
then
all
I
the followers.
completely got rid of it. Yeah, completely cut it out. I was like, look, this isn't making me happy. I've got 12,000 followers. I had what I wanted, but it just wasn't fulfilling me. So I started from scratch, made a new account, and was like, I'm not going to care about followers. I'm not going to care about engagement. I'm not going to care about anything. I'm just going to post because I love posting. And it's actually done way better than like I thought. Like, I'm getting brand collabs that I didn't think I'd get. My posts are doing well, my engagement's better just because I stopped caring.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely comparison is like the biggest killer of joy, I think. And if you can try your best to stop comparing yourself to others, you need to because it will just take the fun out of it for you.
I agree. And good for you because sometimes like people wouldn't be so brave to do that because they're like, well, I have this following and it's probably going to be so hard to make it up on a new account. But I think that like sometimes what makes you happy is more important than your followers. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
for you, that was fulfilling because now you feel like you're posting something that's actually, I don't know, genuine to you, and your following is gonna eventually grow anyway. So yeah,
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I do feel like it's like there was times I regretted it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I was times, especially with like not being able to do swipe ups, not being able to link to things, it almost took away a section of income for me. And I was like, oh, did I really do this? Do I want to go back? And now I've tried to go back because I've got the account, I've got both still. And I've like switched between the two and I've been like, ah, I'm an ring. But in reality, the other account just wasn't making me happy. So I wasn't using it. I wasn't posting content I actually liked. And yeah, it was just gonna like be like a downward spiral. So restarting was probably crazy, but the best thing that I've ever done in terms of Instagram, I think.
yeah, that's amazing. So what makes everything worth it for you, and what is your favorite part about having your platform?
So I think the obvious one is getting to work with brands that I love, getting paid to make content, getting like things sent to you to try out. That's like obviously a main thing, and it's what most people see in terms of Instagram. Like, you see all these big influencers getting gifted things like iPhones or cars or just anything. And
Yeah.
that is a massive, massive dream. And even just smaller brands, like I got reached out to by Skims earlier, which is a brand that I was like, I've loved them. I see everyone posting about them. Their stuff looks amazing. And I never thought I'd get to work with them. And then when you get that email from a brand that you want to work with or you've seen or you've always wanted to try, it is a feeling like no other. Like, you just get so excited. But for me, as well as that, it's like the community. So I've made so many friends through Instagram that I would never have met otherwise. Especially like the ones I go to London with, they are from near London, so they're a lot closer to it than I am. And I go to get like to create content with them and share my passion with them and speak to them as if they're like my best friends. And that's like one of like I think that's better than the brands for me. Like just having a community and getting to share your interests and passions with people like you.
Yes, totally. I also feel that way in like the podcasting community. And then with my guests, I sort of like don't just like to, I don't know, reach out and then have them on my podcast and then never talk to them again. I almost like to keep that relationship because I don't know, it's just so nice to find people who have similar interests to you, and kind of just have a person to go to with any questions or something like that. It's almost like a mentor, like over the internet, but
Mhm.
sometimes like you FaceTime and stuff like that, and you actually build a relationship, and I think that's like so cool. Because sometimes people don't realize that they're like Instagram isn't all about just comparing yourself and, like in the
Yeah.
creator aspect of it, there's so much more to that, like creating those relationships and stuff like that. And so that's probably one of my favorite parts too. And so it's just really cool to see that someone like you finds similar like joy in kind of creating those relationships.
Yeah, definitely. Like it helps as well with content. If you're having like a content block, if you're having like just any struggles, if you're upset about Instagram or the algorithm driving you crazy, like you can't really speak to people who don't do Instagram or do podcasts or do YouTube about things like that because they won't understand. Like you're just like it's good to vent to people, but if they can't relate, it sometimes it's like
Right.
okay, well,
Yeah.
you don't really get what the issue is. But if there's like having that creator community, you can go to people who will be having the same issues as you, and they will be able to relate or help you or give you tips and advice. Like I've had loads of people come to me for advice on things like hashtags or growing in the account or just like how I create content. But then I've also been able to go to other people when I'm stuck. And it is just like a little helpful bubble that you can just immerse yourself in and find so many new people to speak to.
Yes, 100%. So, finally, what is some advice for anyone looking to become the best version of themselves, and what might you kind of share about this?
So for me, it's been like a journey I've been on for the last like 2 years. And again, with Instagram, it's helping me find myself. But I've like done a ton of things to try and make myself into a better person. And one of the best things I found for me is journaling. So whether you've got like an app or like an actual diary, I use the 5 minute journal app because I know they do like an actual physical copy. But if you don't have the budget for that, because I know they can be quite pricey, there is a free app that I use and also just like a normal organizer or diary and just write down things you're grateful for because it's so easy to go through life and just ignore any privilege you have or ignore things that other people would love to have, even like a full-time job or waking up in a healthy happy home, things like that. You need to like be grateful for those things and that will make you a better person automatically. So spending like 5 minutes every day in the morning and evening to journal and just be grateful is a massive, massive thing that I found. And also picking up new hobbies. Like for me, I always thought that I had to be good at something to just do it. Like I wouldn't do stuff for fun. As a kid growing up, like I wanted to be good at things. Um, and that's something I stopped doing. So this year I picked up painting and I'm no good at painting. I'm absolutely rubbish, honestly. But I picked up painting because I wanted to do something with my time and be creative. And for me, I'm not good at it, but it is fun and it gives me like an outlet and something to like take away from any stress I've got in real life. And just picking up hobbies like that just to make you feel good and not to please other people is also something else that you might not think about that will make you a better person.
Yes, for sure. I love that. Sometimes, like, even though you're not good at something, it's just so much fun to do. Um,
Hmm.
and I sometimes think that sometimes it's like good just to take a break and de-stress because life can become very stressful. And if you kind of just keep going, you might feel like burnt out a little bit. And so
Hmm.
I think it's really important to find those little joys, no matter what they are. Kind of just doing fun things on your leisurely time, maybe just putting your phone down and not worrying about what you're gonna post tomorrow just because like um I feel like everything's gonna work out in the end anyway. And so
Yeah.
just kind of having a happy balance in your life between things that you need to get done, but also understanding that you're a person too and are allowed to kind of just relax and just enjoy your life. So,
Yeah, it's definitely things like I forgot growing up. Like you need to take care of your physical health, obviously, but you also need to take care of your mental health. And if you're working full stop, as I said, like Instagram is like having a part-time job at the moment. And if you are working all day at work and then in the evening for Instagram, or even if you don't have a full-time job and you are doing Instagram constantly, you're just like gonna burn yourself out, as you said. You're gonna get tired of it. You're not gonna enjoy it. So you need to find time in like your busy schedule to just do things you love. Go see your friends, go see family, go see your partner if you have one. Just make sure to take time out for yourself. And also just try and push yourself as much as you can, but without burning yourself out because growth doesn't happen when you're stable and when you're just like comfortable in what you're doing. So it's just if you want to pick up a hobby, pick up a hobby. If you want to start Instagram, start Instagram. Just do things that push you outside of your comfort zone and you'll automatically grow and it will just help you be the best version of yourself.
mm-hmm, 100%. So, finally, Shannon, what are some ways that people can stay in contact with you and kind of just keep up with your content?
So I have Instagram obviously, and that's just Shannon underscore Hank, Hanc. I also have YouTube, which is Shannon Hancock. But if you ever want to DM me or anything like that, just give me a message on Instagram and I'll reply because I love meeting new people.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I had so much fun chatting.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me.